Hello, Earth Angels. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you back. And I'm Jade from Earth Angel Frequencies. Today, we're going to be breaking down the science of meditation and really demystifying it according to Joe Dispenza and many other doctors and neuroscientists out there. They all kind of have the same foundation of brainwave states and approaching the science of meditation. However, Dr. Joe Dispenza is a beautiful teacher and thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful to be able to share knowledge because he and his teachings are the ones that really allowed me to approach meditation in a different way. And in this meditation and in this approach, it was able to change my life. And I think that understanding meditation, especially for beginners, those who are curious about it and want to really understand it a little bit more, then this is a beautiful way for you to approach it with a new understanding, a new perspective, a willingness to try, and a deeper level of trust as to what is actually happening. Because once we understand something more, then we can open ourselves up to it that much more. So, I'm very excited to explain and share with you the best that I can in a way that is digestible and accessible. So we're gonna dive in, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be able to be the channel of this knowledge that has transformed my life, and I hope that you will find value in this too. So let us begin diving into why meditation will change your life, literally. Like, this has changed my life personally. I've been doing Joe Dispenza's work for 2 years, maybe more now. And yeah, it is revolutionary to say the least. And not only that, I've been meditating for a very long time. And yeah, this has been the deepest form of meditation that I have gotten into. But okay, let's dive in. Starting off with the basics, what is meditation? Meditation is simply the act of moving from the external world into the internal world. Dr. Joe says this all the time about how we are constantly stimulated by the outside. And in order to get beneath who we are, to become nobody, no thing, and no one in no time, in order for us to strip away all of our identities and really see who we are and connect with who we are, we must go inwards towards self by sitting in this world of self, sitting in this seat of the observer of who we are. So essentially, meditation is the act of going beyond the analytical mind, the logical mind, and sitting in the seat of the observer of who we are. So we're essentially getting to the root of self, of soul, of who we are. And that is a really deep practice that is uncomfortable a lot of the time. And the reason why it's uncomfortable is because we have been in a society that wants to keep you in this external world. It wants to keep you here in the 3D as much as it can. That's why TikTok is addicting. That's why Instagram is addicting. That's why we have these little phones that we're addicted to. Because to sit within self, to be with thyself, is the ultimate power, the ultimate choice, the ultimate knowing. And once you know who you are, and once you're able to implement the change that you wish to see in the world, that is ultimate power in this world. It's empowerment to its fullest extent. So what I'm saying is that meditation is the most powerful practice to get to know self, to change your life essentially, and to really become aware of what's happening in our internal world, which is ultimately affecting our external world. And in the sense of manifestation, in order to manifest, in order to call in what you want, we have to change from within and be what it is that we wish to call in. So meditation in itself is very important practice for us to change our life. And that's not me being dramatic. That is facts. Change our life. And alter our personality, which will change our personal reality, and also for us to create a really beautiful, nurturing, loving internal world that will allow this love and nourishment to expand outwards to the external world. So, meditation is very powerful, to say the least. Now, at the root of science and meditation is the brainwave frequencies and brainwave states. So there are different brainwave states which link to various forms of consciousness. So essentially, when we are going into these brainwave states, we're tapping into altered states of consciousness. However, I believe that those are our most natural states of consciousness, the deeper ones, the meditative ones. And we are unfortunately living in the altered states of consciousness, which is high stress and high beta. However, that's just my perspective on it. Okay, so let us dive into the brainwave frequencies. First and foremost, we have the gamma waves associated with higher mental activity, perception, and consciousness. And this is what Dr. Joe refers to as a very spiritual, super conscious wavelength. And it's a really powerful one to have spiritual experiences, awakenings, breakthroughs, aha moments, and to really feel that oneness with consciousness. And then we have beta waves. Beta waves is what we operate in majority of our time. And that's because it corresponds with active thinking, it corresponds with focus, problem solving. It's essentially our awareness. However, high beta is related to stress. And these stressful waves are the essence of all our problems in this world. Because when we're operating in this high beta waves, we are very detached from our internal world of what's going on within ourself and our body, and we are completely attached and overstimulated by the external world. And that is why we are triggered from what is happening in our external world, which is triggering us to feel stress, maybe fear, maybe scarcity, maybe anxiety in our internal world. So the beta waves is what we are operating in, is what majority of consciousness is operating in, which is high stress, thinking brain, and really just focused on what is going on in our 3D world. And then if you slow down your brainwave state, so the slower and more deeper forms of meditation are going to come into the alpha waves, which represents a state of relaxed alertness and light meditation. So this is where we begin to, when you're meditating, you kind of feel that relaxation happening. That's you entering alpha. And alpha waves is really where the creativity is unlocked. So if you're staying in the alpha brainwave state, this is where you can have that beautiful light meditation, but still awareness of what is actually going on, and for you to really unlock your creativity. It's a beautiful state that is relaxing, and but still on more so on the side of consciousness, so more so in the world of our bodies. And then we move deeper into theta waves. Theta waves is the beauty, the French kiss of all wavelengths, in my opinion. And this is because it's linked to deep relaxation, meditation, and the subconscious mind. So when we talk about reprogramming the mind, it's in the theta wavelength state. And Dr. Joe says this. I was just listening to a podcast with him, which I'll link in the description because it's hands down my favorite podcast that he's been on. It's so juicy with information. He was talking about theta waves and how when you are hypnotized, let's say like you go on stage and there's a hypnosis and he makes you balk like a chicken, that's because you're in theta state, because the theta state is slower, deeper wavelengths that allows you to get into that meditation state, the deep meditation. And there is where the suggestibility comes in. And the suggestibility is so important because what's happening in the theta is that you can reprogram your thoughts. The subconscious mind is unlocked. The gateway, the portal to the subconscious is unlocked, which means the subconscious holds on to our beliefs, our thought patterns that have been ingrained in us since we were a child, since we were born. And these thought processes are not, these beliefs are not necessarily what we want to believe in all the time, because they've just been programmed in us when we were a child. Because children operate in theta for a very long period of their time. They're constantly a sponge in this world. So everything you say, everything you do, that's where limiting beliefs are mostly formed, is in the childhood self, because they are operating in theta, which is the suggestibility and the door to the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is filing away all of these belief systems, all of these suggestibilities that we've had, and they are computing them as real, the truth. There's no filter to say, no, I don't want to believe in that. No, that doesn't resonate with me. It's not true. It's not aligned with who I am as a being. It is just filed away. That's it. So when we get into the theta brainwave state, when we're able to tap into that 4 to 8 hertz, right? We're speaking in hertz when we're in the frequencies. When we're able to tap into that theta brainwave state, we can actually suggest to ourselves, using affirmations, using meditations, using our own thoughts, to stop our logical mind or analytical mind, to go beneath the surface and to tap into who we want to be. This is essentially where you can change. The essence of change is in theta. It is such a powerful brainwave state to be in, and we get there through meditation, we get there through sound healing, we get there through listening to frequencies, through binaural beats, and we get there by stilling the logical analytical mind and allowing the subconscious to be revealed. And this is where reprogramming happens. It's such a beautiful state because we can actually change ourselves, and not just on a surface level. This is where the change of the brain chemistry happens. You'll hear Dr. Joe Dispenzas talk about it all the time. He says, when neurons fire together, they wire together. Okay? When neurons fire together, they wire together. Meaning that we have neurological pathways in our brain due to the thought processes. Like, take this in. We have how many thoughts a day? I pulled it up so I could be accurate. The average person has 60,000 thoughts per day. But what is truly concerning is that 75% of these thoughts are negative and 95% of these are repetitive. So, wow, take that in for a moment. When I'm talking about neurological pathways, I'm talking about the road that has been traveled over and over again, aka the thought process that you have that's instilled in your brain, in this conscious mind, that is playing the same program. For example, I am not good enough. I am not worthy. I don't deserve love. I shouldn't be here. I'm not worthy of this partner that I have. I can't do it. All of these limiting beliefs is because you have run down that path over and over and over again to where it is the most normal, comfortable path to take. So that neurological pathway of I'm not good enough has been wired together in your brain. Now, when we're in theta, we have the opportunity to change that neurological pathway and start a new connectivity in our brain of this new pathway to take. And those neurons will fire together and eventually wire together, allowing you to take this new path. Okay? So let's imagine our brain as this jungle, and we have a little, hack and machete here. And our first thought that has been instilled in self is I'm not good enough. The I'm not good enough path is clear. You have just went through and cleared that over and over again, and you see that clear path. However, you want to change this. You don't want that belief instilled in you anymore. You've had the awareness that this is a limiting belief and you want to get rid of it. So you start integrating affirmations, and in your waking state, you are actively changing this neurological thought pattern. Now, you have the opportunity, two paths. One of them, you're faced with a circumstance in your external environment that is triggering this thought process response that you have been on for years. So trigger, response. The response in your mind is, I'm not good enough. The path we've taken 1,000 times. However, you have the awareness now. Hey, I don't like that thought, and I'm here to change. So I'm going to start changing it. I am good enough. Boom. Start the clearing. Over and over and over again. Every opportunity that you have to change that thought process becomes one step in this new pathway that is being cleared in this beautiful jungle, and the old pathway will become overgrown and just unable to be walked down anymore, because that old neurological firing is done. That new neurological pathway is open and fresh and beautiful and clear. And now your brain, your thought process is going to be that way. The I am good enough. Okay, that's how I like to see it. So the theta brainwave is so magical, to say the least. It is the one that is going to allow you to open the door to the subconscious. And the subconscious is the filing cabinet of every belief, every thought that you've ever had in this world since waking day, since you coming out of the womb and going, milk. You know what I mean? That's a lot. And how we begin to become aware of the subconscious is to get into the theta state and ask ourselves some really powerful questions, you know? So that is how the theta brainwave state is really important. And that's why meditation is so important, because we just can't get into theta state in our everyday right now. Most of us, I will say, a lot of people can. Most of us cannot get into the theta brainwave state just in a click of a moment, because we've have this 3D world that doesn't allow us to be in it all the time, because we're constantly giving attached to things and people and stimuli. So we need to tune out the outside world and tune in to ourselves, into that theta, to become consciously aware of the subconscious realm, so that we can start changing from within our internal world, our brain chemistry, start changing what is happening when we are on autopilot, right? That autopilot of, we just blurt out a response because we said it 100 times. Oh, I'm not creative. I can never do that. What? Is that you actually believing it? Do you believe that? Or are you just spitting out a belief that, and a thought and words that you've said over and over and over again, to the point where it's just become autopilot of you reacting, rather than consciously responding and being aware of what's in here before filtering it out and speaking? Because what we speak is going to be, and what we think is in our external world. It's going to create our reality. So we must become so consciously aware of what's in here, and what's in our brains and in our subconscious, so that we can actually change. Theta. Okay, the next one is delta. Delta waves is associated with deep sleep and restorative process. So I host a lot of sound healing ceremonies, and this is so intertwined with sound healing. And I see people in my sound baths. If you're not accustomed to sound healing is essentially using these brainwave states and frequencies of crystal bowls to allow meditation and to really elicit somatic releases and emotional responses and stress relief and all of it. That's a whole other side route. However, that is what I do. So I see individuals enter into these states, And the delta one is just deep sleep. They're just KO'd. The person snoring in the back of my sound bath, deep sleep, delta, you know? So these are the brainwave states. And I'm going to talk about alpha waves and how important it is for alpha waves and self-healing, according to Dr. Joe Dispenza. Okay, so alpha brainwave state. This is where we can really tap into self-healing. And that is because this is a really light meditative state that is still in the realm of intuitive awareness. And when we shift our focus, our energy into this alpha wavelength, we are taking our energy into the autonomic nervous system, which is essentially everything that is keeping you alive that you don't have to do, aka your blood flowing, your heart pumping, the digestive system, cell regeneration, all of these things that are not, you're not consciously telling your blood sugar to regulate, are you? No, the body has divine intelligence, and that's what it does without us doing it. So when we are able to tap into this state of the subconscious autonomic nervous system, this is where, according to Joe Dispenza in all of his teachings, this is where true self-healing occurs, because we are allowing our body to rest. We're allowing our body to do the self-healing, right? Our bodies are naturally healers all the time. That's why he has seen individuals heal from all of these diseases and illnesses in his retreats, because he's putting individuals, allowing them to get into this state of self-healing, which is the alpha brainwave state, as well as all the other ones holding each other in symbiotic nature. However, we're talking about the alpha right now. So what that means is that when we are able to rest and sit in this alpha brainwave state and tap into that place that is basically controlling our bodily functions, that is of the nature that we don't necessarily do consciously, we're able to allow ourselves to heal from within. And that is simply by resting. Now, to add a layer of this, you can add in affirmations, visualizations, meditations that focus on self-healing. I get a lot of questions about, like, how do I self-heal with Joe Dispenza's work? Now, that's what I think. He has made it clear that this is the state of where we can restore ourselves into natural harmony. And it's essentially going within ourselves to allow the body to be in a safe space, to allow self-healing to occur. And yeah, this is a really powerful state. So if you want to add in a layer of self-healing in a particular way that is of your journey, this is where you would do it. You can go to let's say it's a physical illness, like let's say that it's my knee that is injured, and I want to send self-healing there, energy, love. I'm going to tell myself, I have the capacity and capability to heal my body. My body is perfect health. I am in perfect health. I am in perfect health. My body is healing, and I allow it to heal itself. I send energy into my knee to love it wholly, to heal it fully, and to ease it of pain and illness and disease and physical burdens. You know, you have the ability to heal yourself. And in these altered states of consciousness, which is actually the most beautiful form of healing, you can allow your body to heal. And it takes us to go inwards towards self, to slow down our brainwave states from high beta, the stressful state in survival, all the way down into these beautiful, rejuvenating, healing, harmonious brainwave states that will allow us to fully heal ourselves. And that is truly the power of alpha. And that is why, just to link it to sound healing, that is why sound healing is so important in this world and why it's so powerful, because it can guide you into these states, these frequency states instantaneously. Within 5 minutes, you can be within that theta state immediately with these frequencies because your body's tuning into it. Your brain is becoming in tune with it, synchronizing with the frequency. And that will allow you to stay in this frequency state for longer. Now, that's also why Joe Dispenza's meditations are always like 45 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, because it takes us a while for us to go beyond the analytical mind, to shift from beta and high beta into alpha, into theta. It takes us a little bit of time because we have to train our brains to do that. We have to overcome our monkey mind and really simmer it and show it who's boss, really, and allow us to go inwards. So that's why his meditations are so long. And that's why it's really important to allow yourself the time, space, and opportunity to go inwards and into these beautiful brainwave states, to allow self-healing to occur, to allow reprogramming of the mind to occur, and to let you change your internal world, to fertilize it in the most beautiful, nourishing way, so that your external world will reflect this beautiful love that you have created within yourself and the healing that you've created within yourself in these meditations, in these meditative states, in these brainwave states will take form of your physical body, right? We're healing on a molecular level, a cellular level that will allow the physical body, the manifestation of the internal world, to be reflective of what we're doing inside us. And that is the true power of meditation. That is the true power of Joe Dispenza's work. And that's why this man is seeing people walk out of wheelchairs. So it's really, really, really powerful. So I'm going to share a experience that I went through that I was able to change an entire narrative of something that I was holding on to. So this was a long time ago when I first started in meditation, like 5 years ago, that I was on my yoga teacher training, and we had this experience that really, I entered Theta, but I think it was more than that. I think I was actually in this gamma, which Joe Dispenza talks about as the very, I can't remember what he calls it, but it is essentially just the very spiritual state. It's like super conscious. It's super conscious, where we are going beyond even ourself, even the quantum world, and we're just connecting to divine source. And I would say that I was absolutely in this state. And the reason why I'm saying that was because I was having full visualizations. Anyways, let me explain the story. So I was in this state, and I had my childhood presented to me as those old school movies that were like clip after clip, like someone was playing in that, like, that reel thing. And it was like, and it was all of these moments in my life that were very sad. It was very sad moments. Now, I had a very beautiful childhood. However, shit happens, right? So I had a lot of these moments that were just so sad replaying back to me. And I remember just crying. I was just absolutely crying and being like, I literally asked the question, why is this being shown to me? And a voice, an angel, a guardian, myself, I don't know who it was. Well, I do know who it was because it was in a form of a human being that I consider to be my guardian angel. However, I do understand it as that was how I visualized it. However, the source is the source. So there was a channeled message that was sent to me that said, I'm showing you this because I want you to know that your perspective is not the truth. And you were never alone. You've always been supported, you've always been loved, and you've always been taken care of. And that one moment, that reprogramming that happened in that session, I would think it was 60 minutes of meditation and breath and yeah, just consciousness. That's what changed my life. Like, it really, I came out of there with a weight off my chest. I came out of there with a breath of fresh air. It was this story that I was telling myself, that I was like alone and sad and I had this and that, this like story that I'm sure it was true on to my little self. But as an adult, I don't need to carry that with me as my story. I don't need to carry those emotions with me. I can have forgiveness and love and accept them, feel them, but also just let them be there and move forward. So they're not holding me down and pulling me down. They're just existing with me. We are friends. We are one. But it's not anything less or more than me. It's just with me. And in those moments, it was a change in perspective, a rewrite of my story that allowed me freedom in the now. And that is why meditation is so important. And I actually got a tattoo to represent that moment because it was so impactful in my journey. I got angel wings to represent, to know that I've always been supported and I always will be, and the universe has my back, that I'm constantly a child of the stars and child of wonder, and I'll be supported. All of this is to say that being in these brainwave states, these altered states of consciousness, which I believe are our real ones, our true nature, is to be living this life in theta and just like loving and free, liberated from the high beta stress. I believe that it's so important to put yourself in these states of consciousness to see what will be revealed to you, to see what change is going to happen. And Joe says this all the time. The more that we sit in the unknown is where unlimited potential is. And it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be sticky. It's going to be work in a way. However, this is the most important journey from liberating yourself from the past and creating a future that has no attachment and projections from who you think you are, the narratives of what you've created for yourself, and the baggage that is carried from really what you have been telling yourself, or all of that. And that's not to say that everything that happened, it should just be swept under the rug. No, we must acknowledge our feelings and move through them. But it's not our responsibility anymore to carry them with us into the future. And that is why meditation is so impactful and so important, to go into these insanely beautiful healing states where we can actually change our brain chemistry and connection to ourselves and connect to source, connect to higher realms of consciousness, which can provide us with liberation, freedom, clarity, healing, love, bliss, harmony, manifestation, abundance, pure source in the now. And what is more a gift than that, you know? That's magic. That is magic right there. And we are the magicians at the end of the day. And I'm explaining this in a scientific way because not all of us believe in magic. And it's only until you open yourself up to realizing that you are the magic, that you have the magic within you, and the magic is stillness. The magic is getting to know thyself on a very deep level by stilling the mind, separating yourself from the external world and saying, no, this is what I need to do. I must go within myself to learn thyself, to be with thyself and love thyself and see what is possible. Because in this unknown, in this state of internal, is unlimited potential, and I'm here for it, and I'm open to receiving, and let's do it, you know? Like, yeah, I feel, even, I don't know why I feel so emotional, because it's like, that's so beautiful, you know? I'm just so grateful for this life. And I'm so grateful that we are the magic. And I'm grateful that I'm able to share this with you, because this has really altered my path in life. And it has also healed me on levels that are really deep. And as a sound healer, who is sharing frequency healing and seeing individuals literally transform in 60 minutes of a sound healing session, which is meditation, okay? Sound healing is meditation. They're one and the same, just different modalities of how to get there. And seeing individuals over the years that I've been guiding ceremonies just go through revelations, breakthroughs, self-healing in these states has been the most purposeful thing in my life and meaningful. And I just love to see it. I love to see people heal. And I love to be a part of their healing process. So anyways, yeah, that is the science of meditation, the science of brainwave states. Now, please let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you find value in this. And if there's anything that you wish to add and chip in, or I said something that you think otherwise, please let me know. I am so open. We're all learning together. We are all teachers for each other, and we can learn so much from one another. So please drop a comment below if there's anything you wish for me to expand on, if there's anything else you wish to know. I'm sure that I could go much more. I'm staring right now at my notes on the chakra system and the energy centers. So I feel that that could be a really beautiful one to dive into, especially when Dr. Joe has the blessings of the energy centers meditation. So if that's something you wish to learn more of, I love the chakra system. I love the energy centers, and I have been working with them for a while. So I am more than happy to share on that topic if you wish. Whew, so many blessings. I'm so grateful. I've decided to put a structure into my YouTube. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, new videos. Thursdays and Tuesdays will be live meditations, or Thursdays and Sundays, I don't know. Drop in the comments and look in the bio for my new schedule. However, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, you can receive a video from Earth Angel Frequency. So mark your calendars and know that. And we will be live meditating together, as well as live sound healing. So let us heal together. Let us heal together. Let us love each other and heal this world through meditation, through frequency healing, and through being with thyself to know thyself. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Please join our community as well in the Discord, and everything is in the bio.
Attention,
Thank you.
attention. May I have your attention, please?